Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Yasir Aqil and today I need to focus on how to increase your focus. So, this is a question that's been coming around a lot with my clients and they just sort of want to be able to focus more and the basis of focus is that you can do a lot of work in a limited amount of time and not get distracted. So it's just a lack of distractions, all right? But how can we increase our focus? So there's a bunch of things that you can do. Number one, first and foremost, is that you can break up whatever it is that you need to do into small mile markers. Each mile marker will allow you to have that number one sense of achievement that you've achieved something, and instead of having a larger task to do, you will be able to focus on a smaller chunk. All right, that's number one. So what you want to do is, if you have 10 things to do, you want to break them into little chunks, and then you can say, all right, so chunk number one I need to get done in, let's say, 7 minutes. And for the next 7 minutes, I will not look up, I will not listen to anything, and I will create this sense of focus inside myself. That's number one. So you can break it down. So make sure that whatever you do not time yourself more than 30 minutes. So focus 100% on that task for 30 minutes. Give yourself a 30-minute mark, after which take a 5-minute break. Just take a break, do something else, walk around, grab a cup of coffee, whatever it is that you do. Look out the window, marvel at something, or take another task up for the next 5 minutes. This will break the pattern and will enable you to go back to that task and focus again for the next 30 minutes. That's number one. Number two, one of the most important things is sufficient sleep. Yes, I know this might sound like it was never in your awareness that you would need sufficient sleep in order to be able to focus the next day. But research has proven and studies have shown that people who do not get enough sleep or who have disturbed sleep cannot focus amply the next day. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have sufficient sleep every day. You want to make sure that your brain is rested enough so that it's not sleepy, number one, because one of the biggest causes of not being able to focus is a tired brain. And a tired brain primarily comes from a bunch of things, including the lack of sleep. So don't deprive your brain of sleep. Number three, very, very, very important, feed your brain. What we do is we take care of our bodies and we make sure that the right nutrients are going in and the macros are going in and the proteins and the carbs and the fats and whatnot. What we do not focus on is brain food. What you want to do is keep that brain fed. So there's a bunch of things that you want to do. Get in your essential fatty acids. If you want more details on that, go online, find it out. Nuts, great way to feed your brain. And I'm not saying cashews. By nuts, I mean particularly two kinds of nuts that are just brain food all around. Number one are almonds and number two are walnuts. So you want to have a little mixture of those two. Go ahead and make sure that your brain receives all the nutrients it needs to function at its optimal capacity in order to focus. Number four, all right, reduce multitasking. What we do is we pride ourselves in saying, I'm a multitasker, so I can do 2 or 3 or 4 or I don't know, X number of tasks at the same time. But what you're doing is you are consciously creating distractions from that one task that needs to be prioritized or those 2 tasks that need to get done today. And that's not going to help. The leading cause of the lack of focus is multitasking. So you're here and then you're there and then you jump back to there and then you come back here and then there's a bunch of things to do. You do not just get these things done later, but you are able to give them less and less attention, hence translating into focus. So your performance goes down. Multitasking is a myth. Break this pattern. Come back old school, get your task done before moving on to something else. All right. Number 5, very important one, live in the now. And what I mean by now is, do not think to yourself. Do not allow your brain and your mind to say, oh, I've got that to do, and I've got that to do, and what if this doesn't happen, what if that doesn't happen, if I don't submit this now, I need to focus. What you're doing is, you are just creating more and more reasons inside your head to not be able to focus. Forget about what happened, and forget about what may or may not happen. Just focus what is going to happen now. The now is what you can control. So what you can control, you need to get done. And when you need to get it done, just make sure that you rid yourself and clear your mind of all the thoughts of the past and the future, and focus on this very moment and getting this particular task done. All right, the next one is a really is one that's close to my heart, and this is something that has really helped me personally, and that is to exercise regularly. Research has shown that people who exercise regularly are ones who are able to focus more and have less distractions. So go ahead, hit the gym. If you don't like the gym, go on a jog, whatever floats your boat, but exercise regularly. Not only does this serve the purpose of keeping yourself physically fit and so on and so forth, but it will also allow you to focus your energy onto whatever you need to do, and it will help your brain program itself that way. One of the best techniques, and this is a surprise to me as well when I was studying this, one of the best techniques to increase focus and the best exercises to increase focus is to juggle. Yes, to juggle. So just pick up a couple of balls or something and learn to juggle 15-20 minutes a day in your off time. When you're home, just juggle. And when you juggle, your brain concentrates and focuses, and then slowly and gradually you can translate this same activity into your job, your profession, whatever task you need to get done, and it will allow you to concentrate further. And the last one, the most important one, is that to focus is to rid yourself consciously of distractions. So don't listen to music, lyrics, songs. Don't listen to your favorite song when you need to get something done, because your brain will slowly and gradually make sure that it is distracted. Rid yourself of that. Maybe put on an indiscreet instrumental if you want something to listen to. Maybe put on alpha waves. That's something that I do in my office. When I'm working and I need to get things done, I'll put on some alpha waves from YouTube, and that really helps me focus. Maybe something in the background like birds chirping, whatever you like, but not your favorite song, not your playlist, not something that you can sing along to or hum, because it's just creating a distraction. Consciously make sure that you wipe out any distraction that comes to mind. And this is an analogy. It's a really awkward analogy that I give, but it works every time. So this is my question to you. When you really need to go to the bathroom and someone stops you, do you want to stop? No, right? Not at all. What will you do if someone stops you and says, "Hey, listen, Yasir, you got a minute?" I say, "No, I don't have a minute. Let me get back from the washroom. I need to get this done and I'll be back with you. Just give me a moment." Right? Because I am so focused on getting that done that I will not allow myself any distraction. So next time you're distracted, just remember that you can focus if you choose to. Rid yourself of distractions. Apply all of these tools and techniques and let me know how you're doing in terms of focus. If you want any videos, any particular questions answered, or any particular topics addressed, please write down in the comments below, and I'll make sure that I deliver to the best of my ability. Till next time, you stay focused.